All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And peace, love, and salutations to the Akim that's out there laboring, of the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And as everybody knows, pretty much by now, the bromance between Elon Musk and Donald J. Trump is pretty much on thin ice, so to speak, or pretty much over. Because this is really the counsel of the Lord at the end of the day. The Lord is pretty much going to cause division amongst these Babylonians. And pretty much, there was a lot of criticism by Elon Musk quietly behind this closed doors about Donald Trump's big beautiful bill that he's trying to pass. And everything was all good. Just a week ago. But when Elon Musk pretty much found out that there's going to be massive cuts to government funding for EV vehicles, this is where Elon Musk pretty much had to fall out with Trump, because Elon Musk, his companies were pretty much the likes of Starlink and Tesla, pretty much, and even his SpaceX program. They were getting big government subsidies, so he can pretty much further his enterprise and his agenda, and pretty much, the government still has ties to a lot of his ventures, you see, but the cutting of the spending is what pretty much unnerved him, and he has came out and pretty much had a open Twitter war with Donald Trump. They pretty much were going back and forth, and Elon said a lot of things, and pretty much he's butthurt, but he also is pretty much bringing out a lot of things that are going on behind closed doors. He had mentioned that Trump is in the Epstein files, and this is the reason why the files pretty much have not become public. And we already knew his name was on there, but like I said, the details of whatever it was, people pretty much, are not really honed in on that. This is their guy that they put in office. And this is the guy that they think is going to lead them to, to the American prosperity of the days of old. But what people don't know about this so-called big beautiful bill, and I'm gonna get a pretty much what he was speaking about is that Elon Musk tweet about debt slavery. Okay, so now him being the head, spearheading Doge, and where his job, pretty much for being in office for the 130 days as a unpaid worker, so to speak, or contributor. His job was to cut government spending and wasteful spending. So now he's looking at this bill and saying now that this is really about debt slavery, and we know that he is pretty much trying to close the walls in, and put the people, in this type of bind, But let's look at a few things here where Elon Musk was speaking about, because he had mentioned this term debt slavery several times during his tweets. So as you read here, it says Elon Musk has used the term debt slavery multiple times to describe his concerns about the U.S. national debt and government spending, and pretty much, he was all quiet and hush, about this. He knew this, okay? He knew what was in this bill, okay? But he was quietly going along with it until, pretty much the spending or the cutting of certain programs that was being subsidized to him were in jeopardy. Okay, so now he had a problem with it, but now he's pretty much coming out publicly about this, and now this is going to divide, the country even more, because you have a lot of people that are pretty much champion cheerleaders for Elon Musk, And also you have people that are champion cheerleaders for Donald J. Trump. You see? So this is going to further divide the people, man. Okay? You see? Right? So it says, he had, his concern about the U.S. national debt and government spending. Specifically, in recent posts on X, he has said, he's referred to the spending as the debt slavery bill due to its increase in the debt ceiling. And he warned that immense level of overspending will drive America into debt slavery, right? And he claimed that the U.S. is in the fast lane to debt slavery. Okay, now this always got to trickle down to the common man. Okay, you see, and there's other particular things that's in this bill, that's going to pretty much burden the people. One of the things, speaking about Medicare, Medicaid, the new bill, once it gets passed, is going to force able-bodied citizens that have Medicaid to pretty much start to go back to get to work or do something constructive, man. And this is gonna hurt, the tribes, man. Because you got your Quanishas and Pookies that sit on their ass all fucking day, okay, all right, and pretty much are getting Medicaid coverage, man. You see, but now this forces them to find work, and they're gonna have to be able to work a minimum amount of minimum of I believe it's well, I don't want to just throw numbers at it though, but I believe that they're gonna have to at least work a little bit more than part-time to pretty much be able to be eligible to continue to receive these benefits. And this also is going to be destructive for the Northern Kingdom, okay, all right, because of the simple fact that anybody that's pretty much illegal cannot have Medicaid anymore, or are not going to receive any type of medical benefits, man. So now this pretty much is going to wipe off a lot of people that pretty much are not well documented and have these services, covered for them in their household, man. Okay, so this is pretty much going to be a little bit more hell on Jake, man. Okay, and this is another facet of that Jacob's trouble that's coming, man. Okay, you see, all right, it's going to come in different types of ways, man. It's going to come in the force of oppression, persecution. It's going to come in a form of the sword. You see, okay, all right. So we're seeing that Jake is going to be in the middle of this whole thing, okay. But it says here is that right. He argues that this unsustainable debt massively increases the budget deficit, burdens American citizens with unsustainable debt, leads to a situation where interest payments consume a large portion of government revenue, potentially leaving no money for other essential services. You see that? So you got to pay attention to the last one, man. Okay? All right? Interest payments. Okay? All right? Where it's going to consume a portion of a lot of the government revenue, man. Okay? The government, the interest of what? Paying back pretty much chiefly the Federal Reserve, man. Okay? You got to remember this, the Federal Reserve is a private bank. Okay? Pretty much run by the powers that be. You see? But this is all going to lead the people to pretty much be in a situation to where you're going to have everything taken away from you. Okay? And then when you finally have this new what you want to say, so-called bright idea, all right, that we already knew about, when it comes with that MOTB, all right, when it comes to this new system, okay, all right, and pretty much you're able to operate in it and function normally again, okay, here goes the saying that you will have nothing and be happy, you see, okay, but we know the Lord is bringing all of these things to come to pass, man. And we're seeing another facet of the scriptures coming to life, man. Okay, which we pretty much call it out, which is ultimately prophecy, man. Okay, and this is what a lot of other groups are not speaking about, man. Okay, you see, and they're not men of the Lord, man. It's right now we're in the fourth quarter right now, man, And if you not particular groups out there that are not speaking about prophecy, man, the Lord is not dealing with you, man. Okay, the scriptures speak about measuring the time diligently in itself, man. Okay, you see. All right, so let me get the scripture real quick. Let's go to Mark 3. Okay, Mark chapter 3, verse 24. Okay, and it's in red. So Yahushua is speaking. Okay, and it's pretty much he was speaking to the Pharisees, really, but pretty much, he was speaking and saying this, right? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. You see? So pretty much dirty laundry is being aired out through Twitter. And you're going to have people that are going to actually pick sides to this whole thing, man. Okay? Because you have your Elon Musk loyalists and you have your Trump loyalists. You see? Okay? And then when this bill comes to pass, okay, it's going to affect different people in different ways, man. Okay? So people are going to really feel it at the end of the day, man. Okay? You see? So it says, right? And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Okay? And you're seeing the division amongst everybody. Everybody's pretty much has their own agenda. Everybody has their own little soapbox, and everybody has something they want to say. Okay? You see? Everybody has something to say, and there's nobody's on any type of one accord with anything. Okay? You see? All right, this is what's pretty much separating the country, man. Okay, you see, and it says, and if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And make no mistake that Elon Musk pretty much it will be a intricate part of pretty much the new technocracy that's going on, man. Okay, you see. All right, you want to talk about the brain chips, and you want to speak about the MOTB, okay? Pretty much him and his colleagues, all right, pretty much are forerunners into bring this thing to pass, man. Okay, you see, all right, behind the scenes, man. These type of people that they need, the powers that be need, okay, to bring forth the agenda, man. Okay, you see, all right, this man's trying to eat, man. But we know what the Lord said, man, when it's a man's about to fill his belly. Okay? So we already know what's going on. So these things have to play out, man. These things needs to come to pass. Okay? But it says, no man can enter into a strong man's house, right? All right? And spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, then he will spoil his house. You see? So when you have a nation that's divided, that weakens that place, man. Okay, that weakens you as a unit. Nobody's on one accord with anything, man. Okay, Okay, so pretty much now, hey, this place is pretty much going to be sweet meat. It's going to be vulnerable. Okay, for the heathen, man. Okay, to come in and pretty much take it down, man. Okay, and now we still have the tariff wars that are not pretty much, we're not out of the woods with that. So that hasn't even been set in stone and established on what the fate is. Okay, right now it's still on pause. They're speaking about it. They're trying to come to some type of resolution, though. But we're seeing that countries are aligning themselves with Russia, and pretty much militarily and financially. Okay, bringing on their new money system, the BRICS, man. Okay, so pretty much, man, the nations are seeing the minds of this place, man. They're seeing this place is pretty much alienating itself from the world, man. Okay, and people are pretty much fleeing away, man. You see, right? All right. From there, let's go to Psalms real quick, right? All right, Psalm 64. Okay, right? A prayer for deliverance from secret enemies. Okay, because these people are moving in the shadows of darkness, man. Okay, all right, and most people cannot recognize the elephant in the room. People cannot recognize the depths of Satan, man. Okay, all right, and that's very detrimental to your life. Okay, by you not recognizing that, man, and getting right with the Lord, man. Okay, all right. Let's start at verse 2. Okay, Nope. Let's start at let's get to the point, right? This is Psalm 64, verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And pretty much when you want to speak about that so-called big beautiful bill, okay, that's another facet of them encouraging themselves in an evil matter, because they know that this will bring on that slavery. They know that this will pretty much break a portion of the people, man. Okay, all right. You're gonna have some people that are gonna pretty much thrive, okay, with this bill, but you're gonna have a lot of other people pretty much lose everything. You see, okay, and this is where you're gonna have this ultimate class war that's gonna go on as well. Okay, all right. You see, and like I said, when people begin to lose it, hey, okay, all hell is pretty much gonna break loose, man. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of robberies on the rise. Okay, you're gonna see a lot of home break-ins on the rise. Okay, this is all of a design trickle effect that's gonna affect the people, man. Okay, because they're doing things in secret, man. Okay, and people do not see what the whole snowball effect of this whole thing is gonna be, man. Okay, but if you use the spiritual discernment, okay, you can see afar, man. Okay, you can see what effect this will ultimately have, man. Okay, you see, there's a lot of people, man, that's walking around. Jake's. Just start with Jake for instance, man. Okay, let alone Edomite America as well. But Jake is pretty much just a lot of Jakes that's running around here. Okay, that's underemployed or not employed that have Medicaid, man. Okay, so they're forced to pretty much gonna have to get up on the level, man, and it's gonna be difficult for them to get up on the level to continue to receive those benefits. Okay, when there's gonna be no jobs out here, man. You see? Okay, it's almost like you gotta have to, pretty much, they're telling you, they're giving you a life raft, okay, that's pretty much full of holes, man. Okay, and telling you you got to get on this life raft, man, to save yourself from the situation that you're in. Okay, all right, and the life raft has holes in it, man. Okay, you see, right? But it says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought and every one of them in the heart is deep, and that's what it is, man. They craftily playing these things out, man, because they know if they do this, this will happen. If they do that, that will happen. You see? Okay, so they already know what the effects would be, okay, before they actually pull the trigger and do it, man. Okay? They know how the economy will react to certain things that they do. Okay? So now when you have somebody that's pretty much was hired, okay, from the beginning in the first place, okay, to cut government spending, and now he sees what's in the bill, okay, and this is really Satan divided against Satan, because he already knew what was in the bill. Okay, he just wants to speak out and come against it. Is because the subsidies that he was going to receive does not benefit him. Okay, and then also there was a candidate that was going to be, I think, head of NASA, that was pretty much an Elon Musk ally, and which Trump pretty much withdrew that candidate's name, okay, from pretty much getting that top spot. So that's another, blow where Elon felt some kind of way, man, okay? But he pretty much knew what the hell was going on behind closed doors, man. But he had nothing to say until it didn't benefit him anymore, okay? So this is what you see, and if Satan cast out Satan, how can his place stand, man? Okay? All right, and he's just not Elon Musk he's not just some regular citizen, man. Okay, he's a man that pretty much and he's not the richest man in the world. The richest man in the world is not gonna have his face plastered all over media like that, man. Okay, the richest people in the world, man, are behind the scenes, man, pulling the strings, man. Okay, all right, this guy is pretty much an integral part on how they're gonna move forward, man, and to accomplish what they need to accomplish, man. Okay, all right, to pretty much get the mass of the people in debt slavery, man, and pretty much bring on that technocracy, man. Okay, you see, right? But it says, man, every one of them in the heart and the mind is deep, man. Okay, you see, it's deep. Okay, these things are carefully planned out, man. Okay, because they know that this will create such a move that will pretty much slowly press upon and crush and oppress the people, man. You see? Okay. All right. From there, let's go to Isaiah. All right. Isaiah chapter 19. Get to the point. Verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight one another against his brother, every one against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. You know, and this is pretty much what's going to happen, because this big beautiful bill is going to cause a class war, man. Okay, all right. This pretty much is going to have people at each other's throats, man. Okay, all right. You're going to have to watch your neighbors, man. Okay, your neighbors will pretty much try to break into your house when you're not home. Hell, they may even break in when you are home, man. Okay, all right, and they got that sword with them, man. You see, okay, these are the times that we're coming into, man. Okay, because everybody's feeling that the economic pressure, man, one way or the other, man. Okay, you know, with rising costs in food, rising costs with energy. Okay, you know, pretty much, you know, here in the big city, everywhere you go, hey, you got to pay a toll, man. So to even drive your car, man, is a burden on the regular everyday person, man. Okay, you know, people pretty much are counting their shekels, man. Okay, and pretty much finding ways to cut corners, man. Okay, to be able to survive, man. So, you know, hey, man, and to have a large family on this day and age, man. Hey, you know, it's gonna be rough for them, man. It's gonna be rough for them, man. Okay, you see, right? But it says that the Lord was gonna set the Egyptian against the Egyptian, man. Okay, so you're seeing more of that divide coming on, man. Okay, you see. All right, you still got the whole thing with the Democrat and Republican, and yeah, people still got their views, and people are saying, oh, this is all bias remorse now because they voted for this guy, and nothing has happened, and you know, you got people that's pretty much still loyalists to Trump. You know, you got people that's dead set against him. You see, okay, and pretty much he had a strong ally in Elon Musk, and now that's breaking up now, man. Okay, plus along with what's going on with when you want to speak about foreign policy, the foreign policy politics, you know, the foreign policy tactics are pretty much backfiring on them, man. Okay, right? And it says, verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards, man. Okay, so they're gonna go back to their old witchcraft, man. Okay, to make these things work, man. Okay, all right. You see, all right. Satan has deceived them, okay, and left them stranded on an island now, man. Okay, they got him all the way to this point now. To this man is going to be in straits, man. Okay, he's going to be in dire straits. You see, okay, but the Lord is destroying the counsel of these people, man. Okay, their counsel pretty much is going to backfire on them, man. Okay, you see, right? And it says, and I will give the Egyptians will I give over to the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. And pretty much, man, you know, this man's gonna go into that dystopian mode. Okay, you see, all right, where he's gonna pretty much come down hard on the people, man. Okay, all right, because he's gonna have to restore order. Okay, because that's what's coming. This order is coming, man. Okay, you see, all right. Ordo ab chaos, man. Okay, you know that's their motto, man. Okay, we have to remember that, man. Okay, so they have to pretty much, you know, bring on the problem reaction solution, man. Okay, so this is another stepping stone in them doing that, man, by them passing this bill. Okay, you see, right? And that's it from there. But I want to let's go down to verse 11, because I just want to hit the points. Right? This is Isaiah, okay, 19 and 11, okay, Egyptian against Egyptian, right? It says, surely the princes of Zohan are fools, and the counsel of the wise, counsels of Pharaoh have become brutish, man. Okay, you see? And when you look up that word brutish real quick, okay, resembling the characteristic of a brute, okay, and this man is going to become brute, he's gonna that brute beast is gonna come out of this man, okay, you see, all right, but they're fools, man, okay, and it says, right, how say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of the wise, and the son of ancient kings, okay, you see, all right, they're trying to go back to that them glory days, man, okay, all right, they're trying to go back to that old Roman ancient spirit, man, and really, through the guise of what they carbon copy as a lot of ways of Egypt, you see, okay, all right, but the Lord is pretty much having them deceived, it says, where are they? Where are the wise men? Let them tell thee now, and let them know that the Lord of hosts had purposed what Lord has purposed upon Egypt, man. Okay, you see, so this thing is pretty much in cruise control by the Lord right now, man. Okay, and the Lord is pretty much having these people, okay, play their parts out, man, to their own demise. Okay, that's simply what's happening right now. Okay, right. Verse 13, it says, the princes of Zohan are become fools, and the princes of North are deceived. They have also seduced Egypt, even they that are the stay of the tribes thereof, man. Because Jake is still still trying to hold on to this place, man. And, Jake has been in that subservient, dependent, being that ultimate dependent, okay, upon this place, man. Okay, and they feel like that they have no other option but that. Okay, they pretty much despise the counsel of the Lord through his men, okay, and despise the laws, okay, and despise order, man. Okay, you see, so that's going to be led to their demise too, man. Okay, but the tribes are being seduced right now, man. Okay, right? Verse 14. And the Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in its vomit, man. Okay, you see, and the perverse spirit that's out here, okay, is pretty much leading as a drunken man, staggering in his vomit, man. You see, this is what we're in the process of seeing, man. Okay, right, and it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Okay, so from top to bottom, man, hey, there's gonna be no work here, man. Okay, because when you talk about the work sector and how they're gonna have AI, there's a lot of talk about AI taking a lot of people's jobs. They're continuing to cut government spending and extra workforce. They don't need it anymore. It's not needed, and then it's a trickle effect, man. Okay, that it will actually shut down different sectors of employment for different people, man. Because once one sector shuts down, there's no need to have the other one. Somebody else is going to be affected by that. Okay, so this is basically on the cusp of a snowball effect that's going on, man. Okay, you see, right? And it says, in that day, Egypt shall be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he have shaken over it. You see that? Okay. And the Lord is going to shake his hand over this place, man, and shake this place up, man. And people are going to be like unto women, man. Okay, you see, all right, because people are faithless, spineless, faithless, okay, and they have no spiritual discernment at all, man. Okay, they lack vision, okay, and they're not going to know 1 hour from the next, man. Okay, and they're going to be led into that valley of shadow of death, man. At the end of the day, man. Okay, you see. So pretty much, man, we're seeing now that the inner workings of the plans are pretty much being exposed, and the dirty laundry is being aired out through Twitter, X, and Elon is pretty much he's talking, hey man, he's talking a lot of smack, man, And hey, and it's not going to be no quick resolution to them getting back together, because a lot of them, both of them have a lot of pride. So pride breeds contention, man. At the end of the day, man, So we have to remember that, and hey, man, we're gonna just have to stay laser focused and continue to watch, as everything unravels. Okay, not unfold but unravel, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, and Shalom.